Okay, up here for another series of looking for these old coal drift mines, and it's early in the morning. You can see the fog right there, and this is the tramway bed. We climbed halfway up the dadgum mountain to follow around to these drift mines, and we're just going to see what we can find. We're pretty deep back in the woods, maybe about a mile to get here. So anyway, eerie being up here with this fog. So, okay, we'll go see what we can find. Okay, this is a tramway bed right here. You can see it loops on around the top of this mountain right here. A lot of higher ridge lines in the difference. This one's about almost 700 feet, but you can see the pretty definitive tramway line, and we're going to be following this all the way around the side of the mountain. And Mr. Box is up here with one of our first drift mines. Is it closed? Yeah. Alright, call no jewel on that one, but we're going to be heading on around the side of the mountain here towards about quite a few more. Okay, we're still on this tramway bed, and we're about 3/4 up this mountain. Okay, we're still pushing along the side of this mountain. Got an early start. You can see how high that mountain is right there compared to where we're at. And we're just moving right into the sun. And we're about halfway down on this mountain here. And should lead us, according to the maps, research we've done, should be a whole series of drift mines back in this deep ravine. And way down below is the one of the tributaries, a creek, and back when these mines were in operation, the tramway line, one of them ran parallel to the creek, and down below there were miners' homes down there situated all along the creek for the miners and their families, and these guys went up in these deep ravines to work these coal drift mines. So anyway, very picturesque today. And so we'll just keep moving along the side of the mountain here. Okay, we dropped down this ridge line here because back in the 1880s, 1890s, they had miners' homes down here. And so we had seen this from the top of the ridge line. And this is an old structure. You can see it's brick and concrete. And there was a thought here that somewhere down here there could be a series of coke ovens, but interesting structure. But this is definitely old. Oh, huh, well, okay, this is, not sure, this is some kind of something that had to do with fire. I mean, it's not a coke oven, but it was something. Could have been something, you know, for a blacksmith or something. But anyway, this goes back to the late 1880s, early 1890s, this structure. and very, very interesting. So all along this, either side of this creek is, back in the day, is where the miners' homes would have been. And way halfway up there on that ridge line, or the mountain I should say, is another tramway bed. But you've got the active water source here. So anyway, we just stumbled across this one. So we have no idea what it is. So. Yeah. Okay, that big mound right there, that is actually a coal tailings pile. And so one of the mines is right back in this direction. And this is the remains of the tramway bed that snakes on around the side of the mountain back into that deep ravine. So we got a lot of them to check out. Okay, this is one of the first of the coal drift mines right here in this series. You can see Mr. Bonks, he's checking them out. It's probably flooded, but heading back into this ravine. And right here is the tramway line. It's pretty definitive. So, and it crosses right over there. But, so we're on the right track here, so to say. So, you can see that had a big cutout on top. You can see how much water has been coming out of this mine. It's sediment. Oh, I'd probably say that when this was open in the day, it was probably a good 7 feet tall, maybe. All this water right here is coming out of that coal drift mine. That is a lot of water coming out of this mine. Unbelievable. Headed all the way down there to a main creek. Okay, this was one of the big mine entrances. we were looking at right here, and you can see it's closed. And this was that's a tailings pile down there. Straight across this tramway bed is another one. So a lot of these may be closed, but you just never know unless you come out here deep in the woods and see what's what. So, and we are way back here. We're probably about 2.5 miles back in the woods. So. Okay, we're deep back in this holler here. We're going to reverse course, but Mr. Fox is down there. This, right below me, was another drift mine opening that's been sealed. And what all that is down there are the remains of a moonshine still. So, evidently, this was a moonshine operation. I can understand why. I mean, you're deep in the middle of nowhere. So evidently, the revenue agents or the sheriffs found it and came up here and sealed it.
How does that hole look?
Okay, we're following along another tramway bed. Most of the mines that we've seen are sealed or collapsed, and it's just hard to believe that way back up in here that we saw Works Progress Administration from the 30s seal on some of these mines. I mean, we're about over 2.5 miles back in the woods, but all this stuff you see, there were roads back in here for moonshiners, other people, and so all this stuff we see, all this overgrowth, you know, there were trails and roads, and right here, this is a tramway bed. So on these, they use mules or horses to transport the coal carts. So we're going to keep heading into another ravine along these high ridge lines. But we are locating them according to the map, so they were pretty accurate. So, okay. It's a beautiful day to be out here in the woods. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, Mr. Box, he's checking out another one of the old coal drift mines right here. Most of these we're seeing are going to be just sealed up. Most of them you see will have water in them. So, but it's probably going to be a no joy going on finding any one of the open ones. And there's the tramway bed right there going across. They just built up this berm to go across this deep ravine. So we've got a long way to go because we've got to hike around 2 more ridge lines. So, right. Okay, this is just another one of the drift mines in a series. You can see that at one time it was a pretty tremendous opening, maybe 7 feet, easy. But years of water coming down into the mine, all this sediment right here, you can see it's just flooded. So anyway, that's a no-go for that one. But this mine goes back to this one goes back to the early 1890s. Some of the ones, the other ones were late 1880s, but these are 1890s mines. Of course, who can tell the difference, right? But anyway, we'll just be hiking along the tramway back along the ridge line here. Okay, this is another one. As we're walking along this tramway bed, it's on the side of this mountain right here. And you just walk the tramway bed, you're going to hit mine after mine. So Mr. Box is checking out to see if this drift mine may be open here. So, very unusual front for the drift mine. So, okay, this is another one that's flooded. So this is probably what we're going to run into. And if we strike out on this series, we're going to hit up we're going to hit up, try to hit up a couple of more that we know about that we can get into. So, but anyway, yeah, it's very unusual at this high altitude. Way down there is a tributary to a creek. It's very unusual to see all this water this high up, but that's just the nature of it. But anyway, I tell you, otherwise it's a beautiful day to be out here in the woods doing some hiking. Okay, should be coming around here to hopefully a couple more mines. Okay, here's the, right there, there's the tramway bed. I think Mr. Box is somewhere up here. Man, we're way high up, man. Elevation on this mountain's about a good 760 feet. And that right there is the top of it. So we're definitely a good 600 feet up. So here's the tramway bed. It should be coming up the two mines right here. Okay, there's Mr. Box. There we go. Oh, okay. Tramway bed curves on around here. These are 1890s mines. There's two of them. So, see that one? And Mr. Box is up there with them. So we'll see what we got. And man, we're almost near the top of this mountain. So, okay, we've got one mine over there. I'm gonna try to check out after this one. But we're way up high on this elevation. And this mine right here goes back to the 1890s. And Mr. Box, he went all the way down in there. There's a rope down there deployed. You can feel the steam coming out. But anyway, took a lot of effort to get this. This is just another one of those series of mines that we're checking out. Okay, we just came down from that hole here. And this is a early 1890s drift mine. And got this rock wall right here, and you actually have the original timber support. And that is a section of rail right there. And that's one of the little adits right there. Still got some wood back in there. They were getting out the coal seam. It looks about 3 feet, 36 inches. And it just disappears into the darkness.
We're gonna see how far.
Yeah, so. All right, totally undisturbed, so.
It's the charm. Sometimes when your mind's running, that is not the case. The 11th time is the charm. And you've got a section of tram, a girl right here.
Out here.
You've got your adits.
This is a. And you still see the timber supports right there in the coal seam. It's probably blocked up right here, looks like, but there is some more mines we can check out. So there's another one of these mines. It's right next to where we can check out. That one's blocked. So look at that, you got the little timber support right there. So, okay. Okay, that one's blocked right there. And so here's one right next door. We're going to check it out. Okay.
Head out, check out that one next door.
All right. Okay, we're going to check the other one out now. Okay, right down below is the tramway bed curving along the side of the mountain. And this is we just came out of that one over there. And we're checking out this one. Mr. Box did a recon down in that hole. Says it keeps going. He's going to just check it out for a minute, see what it looks like. But extreme elevation up here. I mean, it's just hard to believe, just near the top of a mountain, that they put these coal drift mines. You know, they had multiple coal seams they were going after. This has to be the highest coal seam they were going after in this section. Okay. We're having to navigate along the side of this mountain. And this is got the tramway bed right down there. Supposed to be two more around on the other side. We're just checking them all out because, you know, next couple of weeks, all this foliage is going to come back. So this was the last time to do it. So, but you can see the elevation right here. Okay, we checked out these two mines around there in the corner. We had to do some serious climbing to get up here, but we're almost near the top right here. Going to check on the last two mines just around the corner. Serious mountain range. So, pretty high up, man. So, okay, well, on to the next one. Green. Right down there are the mines. We've got to go down this way, but we're still on top of the mountain here. How in the world they found these coal mine seams is beyond me. But you're not going to find them without maps and a lot of research. So it took a lot to come out here. We are miles in the woods. But anyway, we got an early start. But we got to make our way down through there, because right down through there is a tramway bed with a couple of more mines. So this will be the last ones we check out for the day on this series that we've checked out. So all in all, it's been a good day, good hike. Found a couple of open ones. Saw some interesting structures, tramway beds, remains of moonshine stills. So, all right, check this out in a minute. Okay, we just checked out those last two mines. And this is one of them right here. And this is another one right there. And the tramway bed probably went this way around the side of the mountain. And we've got some big boulders down there. Don't know if the miners did that or if that's some kind of natural occurrence formation. But anyway, all right. And now we got to hike up out of here. So these two mines are just so remote, it's ridiculous. But anyway, the rail line will be about a few miles from here. So, gosh, probably had to use horses to pull the coal mine carts, so, or mules. So anyway, we'll go ahead and sign off for this one. That was a good trip.